Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're checking out something genuinely special and honestly something the mouse market has been needing for years. This is the Orbital Pathfinder, the first truly modular gaming mouse. And when I say modular, I don't mean that you can just swap the scroll wheel or a few things, but it has a whole system where you can change the shape, size, flare, width, and even palm support in just seconds. Before we dive right in, a quick disclaimer, this unit was sent to me by Orbital for review. As per usual, everything you will hear in this video will be exclusively my own thoughts. Now let's look at the unboxing first. You will receive a total of 2 different boxes. Inside the mouse core box, you will get the mouse itself with no attachments, different sets of skates by X-ray pad, so very high quality skates, the usual USB cable, and an 8K dongle. The mouse base is completely flat and it's made to support any type of skate, which just adds up to the modularity of the mouse. Now, inside the parts box, which is the highlight, you are gonna get a full diagram showing every part and how the naming works and how you should build your mouse. And you also get a total of 7 right side shells and 4 for the left side, along with spacers in different sizes for both the sides and the hump, and 4 different humps, as well as swappable side buttons here. For the right side options, you are not only getting the flat ones, but you are also getting these ridged sides, which in my opinion are very, very interesting, especially for people who cannot find anything like this on the market, especially for more modern mice. I feel like ridged sides are becoming less and less popular nowadays. One other thing that is really important about the Pathfinder is that if you own a 3D printer or you know somebody that does, Orbital has published a drive folder containing a lot of 3D printable sides and humps for you to try, allowing you to just take the whole modularity experience even further. Again, showing just how much they care about the community and how much they care about that whole project. Internals wise, the mouse is running the latest tech, such as the 3950 sensor, Omron opticals, and of course 8K polling rate support. I haven't felt any issues while gaming, no weird sensor skips or spins, and the clicks have remained consistent throughout my entire gameplay. The software is also pretty clean, works just like a normal software. It's not special, but it's also not bad. I feel like nowadays mouse softwares are very important, especially because they have to allow the customer to be able to switch around their settings quickly and with ease. And I feel like the Orbital software works pretty well so far. The only thing I wish for is a web version. Unfortunately, right now you can only download it, but it's really not that big of an issue because you don't need to leave it running while you're playing. One very cool thing about the Orbital Pathfinder is that the base alone can already work as a fingertip mouse for some people. I have tried it recently, considering that I'm training my fingertip, and I'm not gonna lie guys, it works pretty well. It might be a little heavy for those of you who are used to very, very light fingertip shapes, but the shape just really works fine for fingertip. It's very, very thin, and I'm not sure we've seen anything like this on the market before. One really cool thing that Orbital is offering is customizable base shells as well. The orange and purple were the first 2 that came out, but now they have just announced their new colors. So this is obviously only aesthetically pleasing, but I feel like it really adds up to the whole customization and modularity side of the mouse. But let's now look more in detail at the parts you get inside of your box. Here you can find a scheme that sums it up for you guys. So as I said before, 4 parts for the left side: latch, claw, pinch, and average. 2 different spacers, thin and thick. And keep in mind that spacers are stackable, so you can either use one of the 2, the thick or the thin, or you can also use both together. Now on the right side, we are getting more creative. So we have the 4, I would say, normal average options that we saw for the left side as well. So average, pinch, claw, and right hand. But now here in this part, we will also be able to find extra claw, slash, and wave. Let me show them to you guys. As you can see, these parts are ridged. And thanks to all these sides, the whole point of the Pathfinder is that you are fully able to recreate already existing shapes in case you don't have that specific mouse you wanted to try. But you can also start experimenting and create your own new shape that fits your hand perfectly like a glove. About the rear hump, this might be my favorite part, and I must admit I keep changing these around. We will be able to find a low hump, a medium hump, a high hump, and a right hand hump, which is just an asymmetrical hump for right hands. And as mentioned before, we will also be able to find some hump spacers, both thick and thin, and these are stackable as well. Now, as far as build quality is concerned, the base itself feels extremely sturdy. There's no flex, no looseness, and nothing that gets in the way of playing. And this feels exactly the same when you have no spacers on. When you start adding larger spacers, there might be some additional movement, but it's still basically non-existent. Even then, it stays well within what I would consider acceptable for a modular mouse. And honestly, it feels much sturdier than several normal mice that I've tested over the years. The main clicks are Omron opticals. They are consistent on the entire surface of the button, and there's basically no noticeable pre or post travel. There is a bit of side play, but nothing major, and can probably only be recreated by manually moving the mouse button left and right like I'm doing right now. It doesn't feel like something that happens during gameplay. The side buttons are probably the weakest part of the mouse. Even the shortest versions have a bit of play, and the longer ones naturally just flex a bit more. I unfortunately didn't feel great with any of the included side buttons, even though I must admit that the shorter ones are the ones I felt the most comfortable on. The scroll wheel, in my opinion, is very good, feels very premium and has clear steps. The scroll click is also very well tuned, hitting that sweet spot when it comes to pressing it, which is something I'm usually very picky about because I really hate stiff scroll wheel buttons. So basically, if you have a drawer full of mice searching for the end game and you want to experiment with just different sizes, different shapes, you want to change grip styles very often, and I don't know, you aim train maybe, and you're an enthusiast and you want to try 1,000 different mice, but of course, who has the money to do that? Then this is basically the first mouse designed specifically to fit all of your needs. The Orbital Pathfinder is one of the most creative mice this industry has ever seen, and not because it's promising to be your endgame, but because it lets you be in control, allowing you to remodel and reshape your mouse on the go, potentially opening a path to hundreds of hours of experiments. At $189, considering the number of shapes and future expansion kits, I actually think it's more than fair, especially considering that it also comes with the latest internals, and that they're also currently running a Black Friday sale on their website. If you're an enthusiast, this might genuinely become your forever mouse. Thank you guys for watching. If you want more reviews like this, hit the like button and subscribe. I'll catch you in the next one.